Okay, what's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a Saturday game day edition of Mornings. Okay. Presented by Brock, the Batters Orthopedic Clinic, Hudco Roofing, HudcoRoofing.com. Do business with someone you know. Hudco Roofing, HudcoRoofing.com. How about it now? Ooh, Missouri getting ready to take on the Kansas State Wildcats. And Eli Drinkwitz getting the boys ready. All right, everybody. It's game day. LSU Southern. Ooh, Wake Forest Vanderbilt. What a day. What a day. What a day. Sneaky good lineup of games today, y'all. Sneaky good lineup of games. Actually excited about it. LSU Southern, we'll talk plenty about what you hope to see from the Tigers today. And, what they can improve on. It's interesting Thursday night that Brian Kelly did say that they're going to try to rotate their tackles more, particularly mentioning Will Campbell. So, really has felt for a while now like Will Campbell was solidified there at left tackle, but might see a little bit of a shakeup there today. So, a lot of interesting stuff to watch in this ball game tonight. So y'all know the drill. Fire away. Talk about whatever you want to talk about. What games y'all are interested in? What you're interested in specifically with LSU and Southern. Tyler Alexander, what's good, man? Good morning. Dad, good morning. Kevin Roy, good morning. Dalton Pichon, good morning. Can't wait to hear all these superstar couch coaches trying to explain to me why Jaden Daniels isn't good even after stats he put up game one. Yeah. Bruce Cash, Bob Poole, Craig Dibga. Kerry Hughes, were you able to get the beer after work? I did not, Carrot. And carrot souffle doesn't go well with anything, especially beer. So Badger Juice, y'all. Badger Juice has been released. I'm excited about it over at Tin Roof. In the tap room only. Yesterday, excuse me. Last night, Eric and I had a little date night. Went to dinner, so left the show and then just we went straight to dinner. So did not make it over. But hope to get over there soon and snag some Badger Juice from Tin Roof. Celebration of the Honey Badger and Jarvis Landry. Bad news was that freaking Tyron illness questionable for the game on Sunday. Drew's here.
No.
You want to come say hi to Dad's show?
Go say hi.
We'll come say hi to Dad's show?
For that show.
Well, after Dad's show, we'll go for a ride in Dad's car to go ride elevators at Daddy's work. Come on, come say hi.
Go for that show.
Come say hi to Dad's show. Oh. Who is this?
Drew.
He's
Drew.
Drew. It is Drew. You wanna do you wanna sing your song?
No.
Hey, fighting tigers.
No.
Let's just do the end. Ready? Victory for LSU.
T-I-G-E-R-S. Tigers.
Yay! Good job! Good job! Good job.
Is there a lawnmower? What's he saying?
Yeah, that guy's over there. Well, we're using a weed eater.
Okay.
He's a weed eater.
After Dad showed
Brad, David, Trivia Carter, Damon, Gilmore, good morning. Have you seen these rumors coming out about Davenport being the best player in defense? Well, I mean, Damon, guy had 9 sacks last year in about half a season. I mean, when he's been on the field, he's been awesome. He just hasn't been able to stay on the field. Chris Roy, game day, looking forward to seeing the Tigers today. Do you think they'll keep things basic? Since we're playing Moose State next week. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, Chris, I think you got to go run your offense, man. I think it's not that you're trying to hide anything at this point. I think you'll have a game, an opponent-specific game plan next week for Mississippi State. But you gotta you gotta go improve, man. You gotta run your offense. You improve. Okay, Brad David. Why was Dave Aranda not considered for the LSU job? Was it his personality or not enough experience? Oh, it's just experience. I mean, they ended up hiring a guy who's the winningest active coach in college football. So just experience. Bubba Tatum, good morning. Watching these Texas fans so excited in Austin this morning brings back horrible memories of 18 in Baton Rouge. Why? Oh, for 2018 game against Bama. Yeah. Yeah, that didn't go well. Yeah. Eduardo Vandy over Wake Forest today? No. Tug, good morning. Jonathan Martin, morning Scone. My daughter and I are watching. She says, why are you always watching this man? Because your dad is a very smart, very, very smart man who understands the importance of good information and being entertaining and generally looking at someone who's devastatingly handsome and funny and engaging and all kinds of stuff. Smart man. Pat Usman, good morning. Hunter Picard, Pablo 15, Jed Meir, morning. Cannot wait for Spencer Rattler to try to play in Arkansas today. Why? I'm curious to see how that game goes for sure. Kyle Milliken, McAfee adds a little juice to game day. He does, man. I just turned it on. Corso's there? Okay. So Corso's there. They kicked Pollock out. Remember McAfee worked for ESPN. He was doing Thursday night football a few years back, and then like abruptly left because he got his gig blew up. But he's definitely a character, man. That's for sure. He has a different, different sizzle there. Only Power 5 coach to beat Alabama under Nick Saban in a regular season non-conference game. Oh, that's a good question. Oh, Bobby Bad.
Order in bed. Do you need any?
I'm sorry?
So I want to lay down and do the grocery order. Do you need anything else?
No. Eric Wilder. Morning, Scone. Brought to you by the Aesthetic Medicine and Anti-Aging Clinics of Baton Rouge. It's of Louisiana. But, no, yeah, so I totally stumbled all over my Insurance Network of Louisiana live yesterday and my brain just kept defaulting to aesthetic medicine talking points. It was so weird. Nicholas Cantrell, what's going on? Let's see, Brad David, when was the last time you've been to a game at Tiger Stadium? 2017. Yeah, 2017. Trivia said, what up, E-Rock? Oh, she gone. Trivia said, good morning.
Sorry.
Trivia said, good morning.
Oh, good morning. Good morning, Trivia. But I couldn't hear you.
You rude.
I'm not rude. I couldn't
You all
hear.
rude and stuff.
I could not hear. The air's blasting.
Phil Smith, band will be playing neck in Tiger Stadium, the Southern band. That's true. Janet A, good morning. D. Jesse Post, what's going on? Let's see, Hunter, I think Kayshawn gets 3 touchdowns today. I mean, look, they're going to score a lot, so it would make sense. And I would certainly be targeted. Look, they targeted him in the red zone last week. I mean, they threw him the ball in the second play, threw him that skinny post. I mean, yeah, they targeted him in the red zone. Alan Durand, was that Kayshawn's family with Drew Rosenhaus at the game? I don't know. I didn't see that. Wouldn't surprise me. Question, isn't it actually unbelievable how many casuals are already calling for Brian's job? Like, say you absolutely have no idea what's going on without saying. Yeah, I mean, if anyone is saying that, that's just really unintelligent. The guy's got a 10-year contract with 90% of it guaranteed. He ain't going nowhere, especially not after one game. Merritt Mathern, not for 1 year. Merritt Mathern, Joey Metge, Ryan Pike, Baylor +4. Like, yeah, I like Baylor to win that game, by the way. Baylor's at BYU. I think Baylor wins. Josh Gravois. Let's see. Brett DeGrio, John Boudreaux. Morning, Matt. High school playoffs a lot different now. Also go Tigers. What brought up high school playoffs, John? Well, I think we just had like the second week of the season. Daniel Blunt, good morning. Let's see, Jed, about Rattler. I think today is a big test for him. Struggled last week, 2 interceptions against Georgia State. On the road, big game. Looking forward to seeing if he can get it done in the SEC for the first time. Gotcha, okay. When you decided to shave your head, did Erica approve? No, she does not like the shaved head look. Daniel, Matt, why do people look at Sneaky Pete like he hasn't been doing this for years? I think his personality ensures we get to keep him. You heard AK call him crazy. What are you talking about? Sneaky Pete? I don't know who you're talking about. I heard AK call him crazy. I don't know who you're talking about. Oh, Pete Carmichael? Who calls Pete Carmichael Sneaky Pete? I never called him Sneaky Pete. Michael Cook, what's up? Carrie Hughes, we have an Ask E-Rock. If she comes back in here, we can do Ask E-Rock. Gerald Mathern, Badger Juice is not just an IPA, but a double IPA. That's a double no for me. It's a honey double IPA. Aaron Everett, good morning. Greg Duga, Elmo Ducks. Hunt Palmer's watching. What's up, Hoon Pal Mario? I need to round the SEC with Drew. Let me see if I can get him back in here. Joe Juba, what's good, man? Aaron Everett, thumbs up through an angry face. Sorry. Richard Tilley, what's good? That reminds me, I need to pin the HUDCO link in the chat like we talked about yesterday. All right, what y'all got for today, man? I'm excited about today's football game. Excited to see the Tigers get out there and have a chance to sort of purge a lot of the bad feelings from last week. You know, get in the win column, which is important. I get it that you're playing an FCS school, but first home game, supposedly going to be packed today around campus, which is exciting. I mean, you'll have to have Tiger Stadium full for an FCS opponent, I think is going to be pretty cool. I am interested to see what changes they make on the offensive line. I'm curious to see. I've told you, for me, I would go back to the first offensive line that they used for the first 2 weeks of camp, where it was Campbell, Shorts, Dellinger, Frazier, Bradford, but I'd probably flip those. I'd keep Bradford at guard, put Frazier at tackle, since he's primarily been a tackle in his college career. But I'll put those 5 back out there. I'm going to tell you, I do want to see more Emory Jones, too. He was running second-team left tackle in camp. Second-team left guard in camp. And I think the hesitancy is if you put him at left guard right now, then you have Campbell and Jones. You have 2 true freshmen on the left side of your line, which you don't want to do. But I do think at some point this season, Emory could become a starter on the offensive line, and I'd be curious to see how he would do. I mean, you're building toward, to the future. So big eyes on the offensive line today. See if you can get Kayshawn involved. Definitely want to see what they do, punt return and field goal PAT. We got a lot of fixing of a lot of things to do. So, Dylan Landry, what's up? Yeah, if you're on YouTube, please smash that like button. Facebook, please like the page, share the post. Brought to you by Brock, Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, HUDCO Roofing, HUDCOroofing.com. I have HUDCO pinned now in the comments, so we'd be more than thrilled to come give you a free, no obligation roofing inspection. Just click the link you'll see on the homepage. There's a contact form. I made it just like on the homepage. There's a contact form. It'll take you less than 60 seconds. Just fill it out, and we'll be in touch with schedule. Dylan Landry, AJ Holland, how many times does Neck get played tonight? Maybe just on a loop. Kirk Taylor, Kerry Hughes, Charlie Weatherby, Trey Fisher, good morning. Brian Perron, good morning. Good to meet you, Brian, as well, a couple weeks ago. Does Cam Wire move on the line or will it be replaced? Yeah, that's a good question, Brian. I mean, Cam Wire at right tackle. Look, both of your tackles last week did not play well. And I'm not moving Cam Wire back to left. If you have 2 guys that are deficient, that are equally deficient, I'm going with the guy with the higher ceiling, which is Will Campbell. So I'm keeping Will Campbell at left tackle, or the option, in my opinion, would be Miles Frazier, because Miles Frazier was a freshman All-America left tackle a year ago as a redshirt freshman at FIU. Completely different level of football, which I understand, but you put a guy at tackle who's comfortable at tackle. The example I would give you, which is maybe not what and what, but would be hang on one second, sorry. Drew's not going to be too loud. I think Drew is fluent in Spanish. Drew's watching Sesame Street Word of the Day in Spanish. So an arachnid. He's just watching Sesame Street videos in Spanish. Jeff McKith and Aaron Hornsby. What's going on? Ross Thibodeau, average bourbon and great cigar, or great bourbon and subpar cigar? Great bourbon, subpar cigar. I can't tell you that I know enough about different types of tobacco or things like that to truly appreciate, a great cigar. I could certainly point out something that's bad, that doesn't burn well, doesn't taste good, but I would much rather a great whiskey. Roy Lee, good morning from Mobile. The Lees are heading to Baton Rouge. Go Tigers. All right, y'all drive safe today. Dalton, sorry if you've covered this in the last week. Missed a few morning shows, but I'm curious of someone's opinion close to the program who would know more. I see media from all over talking about how certain players are locker room killers. Now they mentioned Booty after the Instagram wipe. I'm hearing conflicting info, so I wanted to get good info from someone close to the program. Yeah, I don't know, Dalton, who has said Booty is a bad locker room guy. I wouldn't consider him a bad locker room guy. Greedy Williams on IR. I think you have a young guy who is an emotional guy who hang on, I'm going to finish that thought. Hang on. Well, he's not watching it. No, he's not. I got Murray doing the word of the day, the letter of the day, in Espanol, just playing right there. Okay. So I would not tell you that Kayshawn is a bad locker room guy. I don't believe that. And I haven't heard that from players. I think he's liked among players, and he had a transition, like a lot of guys had transitions when Kelly came in. It was just different, right? Different level of expectation, different voice leading. Yeah, different kinds of expectation. So, no, I don't know who the national mostly people are. What I think you're probably seeing is so Todd McShay tweeted, something about it during the game last week, because I already get to about, well, I can understand how outside looking in, you're going, okay, what's going on there? And that makes sense. I mean, I could get from the outside how the optics don't look great at times, but, let this team have some success, let him have some individual success, and all those questions go away. The Texas 8-4 Maggies, yes, indeed. Aaron Hornsby, Josh DeVilliers. Hope to see Harold Perkins getting, I don't know, you didn't finish that, but yeah, I'm sure we will. We'll get to see Harold Perkins play some linebacker tonight. I would love to see the linebackers play better. Quite honestly, they just didn't really play well. Erica, where is he? Where is he? Sorry. Hope that's our last disruption. My apologies. Aaron Everett, what's the latest on John Emery? I mean, he's got to miss this game. He should be back next week. Missing 2 games. Dane Bergeron, good morning from North Dakota. All right, man. Have a good hunt up there. Tanner, Cody Anderson. Like to see the running game get started. I could definitely get down with that. Mark Vitanovich, I got Southern Miss upsetting Miami this morning. Okay. I don't, Mark. But, homers are welcome from all schools. Chance Babb and EA beat West Monroe on the road last night. What is West Monroe down or is EA good? Craig Dugas, Scone, y'all need to up the television ads for HUDCO. I'm envisioning 1990s PSA style Ryan calling a kid champ somewhere. Thanks, champ. We'll get your roof done, champ. It's not bad. Joe Juba, Michael Thomas playing. My guess is he's going to play. He was listed officially as questionable, and he was a limited participant all week, but my guess is he's going to play. Michael Rutland, what's going on? Craig Duga, King Edwards, and Poppies. I don't know what that means. Alex Gonzalez headed to Baton Rouge for the Tennessee game. If they blow out Pitt today, they might be back. Offense is legit. So I think Alex said is going to be one of the more interesting games. So Phil Steele on AFR yesterday did pick Pitt to win the game. His algorithm shows Pitt as a slight favorite. So, but then I heard a lot of people pick Tennessee because look, that was a close game a year ago, and that was before Hendon Hooker really took over running that Tennessee offense. So the other thing I'll tell you, Alex, is I got to see something from Tennessee's defense. So that for me would be the real big concern. Pitt scored a lot, ran up and down the field in West Virginia. And I don't know that Ball State offensively showed you anything about Tennessee's defense. So that's more of the telltale. Let's see if Pitt can go score on Tennessee. I think on our pick 'em, I did take Tennessee. Because I do like Hendon Hooker, and I think they can score. But my actual play in that game is the over. I like the total, and I think the total 64. I think that's a game that gets into the 70s on the total. So I would take the over in that game. Craig Duga, black and mild with William LaRue Weller. But I don't like William LaRue. Dane Bergeron, Blanton's, and Monte Cristo White number 2 for the game today. That would be I love the Monte Cristo, so that would be a great combo. Greg Duga, Philly Grape, and Parker's Heritage 24-year. Fine by me. I would take the Parker's Heritage for sure. I got a Parker's Heritage. It's the heavy char. It's the 10-year heavy char. Vino Frazier. Whoa, Lee, only one Mobile native on the morning show. That's from day one. Kidding. Great to see another Mobilian. Is that what people from Mobile are called? Mobilian? Okay. Hunter John Daigle. Matt, what's your prediction for the Mississippi State game next week? Hunter, ask me next week. Samuel Merrifield, Saints prediction. Saints 30-20. I have them winning and covering. 30-20 Saints. Truax, what's good? Greg Tyler. Booty. That old habit sour. It's Booty. Keishon Booty. He says Booty. I got to call him Booty. Booty has had too much praise too soon. His body language was not number 7 worthy. Okay. I'm sick of the number 7 worthy thing. That's stupid. You know who else wore number 7? Jonathan Giles. I don't care what your jersey number is. Not one iota. Please don't bring that here. I don't care if you wear 7. I don't care if you put a poop emoji on your shirt. It has nothing to do with anything. So I don't care about any of that. Body language, I agree with you. There were times he was disengaged. That's true. And I don't think that he has had too much praise. He literally, as a freshman, broke the single-game receiving record. And last year, in half a season, still led LSU in touchdown receptions. He is a total game breaker, game changer. It is not too soon. He's awesome. It's no different than a Jamar Chase sitting out a year of football and still being a top 5 pick. He's that kind of talent. So it's not, Greg, it's not too soon. But the number 7 stuff, you're going to get a visceral reaction from me because I don't care. I don't care about a jersey number. I don't care if you were 7 or honestly, I wish he just kept 1. Go be the best number 1 ever. You got to be Jamar Chase, but anyway. John, how about that? Jamar Chase. They gave him number 7 and then he opted out. Was that number 7 like? Stupid jersey number stuff is it's just so stupid. People switching jersey numbers. It's just stupid. John Nichols, do you think some of the faults of our coordinators or position coaches will be overlooked due to everyone's focus on being on Kelly first and foremost? No, but I'll tell you this, John. That's a good question. Like, one of the things that LSU did, I think RC talked about this when he was with us on Thursday. You know, everyone talked about the third down defense, right? They gave up third and short so many times, and they did. Well, you know, LSU was playing off the ball a lot, so you were giving up a lot of underneath stuff. Do we see an adjustment where the corners will press at the line in those situations? Maybe. Like, that could be an adjustment. Let's see what adjustment, what adjustments they make there. Mark Bork, good morning. Chance Babin, the Raging Cajuns are on NFL Network tonight. Okay. Rocky Jacques, good morning. Craig Duga. Oh. Pappy's is the Tater way of calling Pappy Van Winkle. I've never seen that. I didn't even know what you were talking about, Craig. I mean, like, I forgot that you were making the comp of, like, the good whiskey and the bad cigar. I didn't know. You just threw me off in the first one. I've never put Pappy's ever. John Nichols, I'm an Arkansas Tiger, Scone. I've got tickets on the Hill this year. I need to know if you think we're going to be roasting some pig. John, I do think that LSU is going to win one of their final 2 games. I think they will either beat Arkansas or A&M on the road. I think they will win one of those games. It's a good chance to beat Arkansas. Michael Rutland, I'm oddly interested in the BYU Baylor nightcap. You should be. That should be a great game. I mean, Baylor could very well be a playoff team. I mean, if they were on the table, they won the Big 12 a year ago. They won the Sugar Bowl. They very much could be a playoff team. Greg Phillips, Nicole Havard, Matt Bertrand, what's going on? Craig, you skipped it earlier, but I finally opened the CYPB. Instantly became my new favorite Weller. Interesting. Okay. Samuel Merrifield, why do you think Scott Frost is still coaching in Nebraska? After week 1, I thought he was done. I know some LSU players went there this season. Because, Samuel, not everybody fires their coach after 1 week or mid-season. He took a pay cut this year to remain in Nebraska, and they're going to give him the season to play it out. I don't know that firing your coach week 1 does much good for you. So that's why. See if they improve over the course of the year. Chance Babb in 2020 and 2021 were terrible, yet we set all-time single game rushing record and receiving game booty and tight end price. That's true. And I don't know what else. Let's see. Damon Hindenburger, Tom Luganville on Crane and Booty is a locker room destroyer. Okay. I disagree. I haven't heard anybody in that locker room tell me he's a locker room destroyer. Ghastly Gamer, emotionally checked out in the Florida State game. Okay. Chris Sussdorf, good morning. TK, are you concerned about Catholic High's defense? Sure. Would love to see the defense improve a little bit. They won last night. Just win, though. Many different ways to skin a cat. Jesse Brown, morning, Matt. Worried about the Saints game with the Debo out and the RPO that Atlanta runs. And how much can Thomas contribute with his hamstring? Don't know, but they got plenty of weapons offensively. And as far as Atlanta, you still have Marcus Mariota playing quarterback and no receivers. The only pass catcher they have is Kyle Pitts, who is dynamic, no doubt. But Just don't let one man beat you. Make Demir Bird beat you or Brian Edwards beat you. TK, are those flip flops we hear or Nike slippers? Neither. They're just they're Deluxe by Deer Foams. Just slippers. Josh Gravois, does alignment also include local media not chirping at Brian Kelly during a presser? We know was a joke, but she made herself part of the national story. I mean, Josh, I'll put it to you this way, man. I've said my piece on that already. One rule in media, as a reporter, is report the news, don't become the news. And for a day, Leah became the news, but nobody's talking about it anymore. And we've been through that before. It's a learning lesson. I mean, she won't do it again, but it was still something that was blown horribly out of proportion by a lot of people that weren't there. Joe Giovino, do you think we will see opt-outs toward the end of the season? Yes. I think that's going to be a part of every program forever moving forward. Ryan Pike, imagine a home playoff game in Death Valley. Would love to see it. Nick E, do you think the Superdome had anything to do with two muff punts? Nope. Someone asked that, and you still catch balls in the indoor facility, so no, not at all. Alex, do you know much about Mississippi State and what to look for today to be efficient versus the Cowbells? Yeah, I mean, you got Will Levis back at quarterback. I mean, you know what offense they're going to run. And Zach Arnett's still their defensive coordinator. Run some exotic looks defensively. That's kind of been their MO. LSU won a close game in Starkville a year ago. And State won in Baton Rouge in 2020. So road teams have had some success in this series of late, but you've played some close games. So I think you want to make sure it's so cliche to say, but you want to protect the football and get your playmakers involved offensively. Huey Lipsy, Squirtle Jam, where's the Eagle Rare? I got plenty of Eagle Rare. Eagle Rare right there. Another Eagle Rare back here. Got some down in the schedule too. Got plenty of Eagle Rare. Right. Smash that like button if you haven't done so yet. We haven't done this in quite a while. Ariel Hudko is pinned in the comments. Just click the link. Takes less than 60 seconds to fill out the contact form on the homepage. We'll come give you a free, no obligation roofing inspection. Michael Rutland, Matt, did you hear vandalism on campus overnight, spray painting the Tiger statue? That was actually 2 nights ago, but yes, I did. They were working yesterday to clear up the spray paint. Greg Tyler, I love the answer, Matt. Thank you for being who you are. Appreciate your show and opinion. P.S. Love you and Terry on Friday. Truly my favorite radio segment. Great energy. Thank you, Greg. Appreciate that very much. Craig Duga, LSU will get progressively better. The question is, with the makeup of the team, how good could they get? 6 to 7 wins is my prediction. Yeah, I mean, I had them at 8, but I had them beating Florida State. So I will adjust and say they go 7-5. And if they land on 7 wins, that means they go 4-4 in conference. So you will have some nice wins this year. So I think that would be a good season. Chance, crazy how crazy was the UFC reshuffle of the fight card tonight? Really crazy. And that's massively disappointed that one of the fighters in your main event was 7.5 pounds overweight. That's just absolutely freaking unprofessional and inexcusable. John Nichols at 20.5. Would you take the over or under on Bama, Texas? Not asking to bet myself. Curious, what do you think about the spread itself? So, John, 20.5 isn't the total. That's the spread. So you wouldn't say over under 20.5. You'd say over under on the total number of points scored. With the 20.5, it's would you lay the 20.5 with Bama or take Texas in the points? I did make a play on Bama. It's one of those where I think. I don't think there's great value actually when it got up to 20.5. I think we've seen Nick in this spot so many times though just obliterate teams, which I think will happen today. I would love it much more at like 17 than 21. I think you could get backdoor covered or have a backdoor beat, which would suck, but could very well happen in this game at 20.5. So if you got it when it was 17, when it opened up at 17, good for you. I think you'll cash that ticket. I do have a smaller play at 20.5, and I'm not super confident about it, but optimistic. AJ Holland, do you think all three quarterbacks play tonight with the redshirt rule? Yes. Michael Rutland, I believe Frost's buyout is drastically reduced sometime in October. That's true. It's still a big number. Dalton, I didn't realize Florida State had a defensive line that people have compared to teams like Clemson. Do you think that Alabama will be the hardest O-line test this year? Yes, especially because of Will Anderson. But, I mean, Dalton, if you had listened for the weeks leading up to that game, we talked about Florida State's defensive line ad nauseum over and over again. That's the thing that's so frustrating for me to like have the game play out the way it did and then have people go, man, I didn't know the defensive line was good. Man, our offensive line is really bad. Man, we got problems on special teams. Yeah, all things I've been talking about for 6 months to y'all, but nobody wants to freaking hear it. When y'all are sitting there going, man, they're going to win 38-10. And all y'all 38-10ers, I don't see none of y'all no more. Man, they're going 10-2. Man, Scone's a hater. Where are you? Where you been? So funny. I'll come chirp all friggin' months leading up to the season. They go lose a game because of the exact stuff we talked about for months. Now y'all disappear. Not all of you. Sorry, got me a little. Not sorry. Sorry, not sorry. Tony Cortello, thoughts on OSU Penn State line minus 28 seems like a lot. Okay, not OSU. That's Ohio, the Bobcats. I'm not. By the way, I'm not playing that game. Ohio, though, is one of those teams, and Otts talked about them a lot, that were just devastated. They're just not as good without Frank Solich. New coaching staff. They were devastated with the transfers this offseason and all, like totally made over roster, kind of in the same way that Hawaii is with Timmy Chang. So I think there's a lot of money to be made betting against Ohio U this year. All right. Let's see, Matt. If LSU continues to stink up all year, how does that affect 4- and 5-star recruits for 2023? Not at all. DA, have said this so many times over the years, man, and I've just learned it from following this so often. Recruits don't think of things the way that fans do. Recruits look at it and say, okay, I could go play immediately. I'm the missing piece. I mean, there's recruits just look at it through a different lens. They have the relationship with the coach, who can get me to the pros, who can get me to the NFL, can I make, like, it's just, they look at it differently. Oh God. They're showing game days recapping the 2009 championship game when Colt McCoy got knocked out. I think Texas would have won that. I think Texas would have won the national championship. I think they would have beaten Alabama if Colt McCoy didn't get hurt. Garrett Gilbert nearly rallied them. That's crazy, dude. That's just crazy. Marcel Darius popped him. I kind of want to watch this. I'll go back and watch it later. Okay. Key to LSU's offense, more carries for Keelan Williams. There's a throwback. Glad to see the Saints locked up McCoy for 5 years. His athleticism is elite. Still remember the Green Bay game when he outran Kamara blocking. Yeah, man, Eric McCoy has been awesome. So fired up to have him in the fold for sure. Daniel, you enjoy that jingle far too much. There's no such thing as enjoying it too much. Love it. Bootie's problem is he doesn't have a young and energetic coach like your boy Jerry Sullivan. Nicholas Cantrell, Scone. The Tennessee Pitt over-under dropped to 62.5. Wow. Yes, I would absolutely take the over. That's stunning to me. I think it's a game in the 70s. The total's in the 70s. That's really good to know. Matt, what's your score prediction for tonight? I think I picked it 58-7. Trivia, I said 24-27. I was right about FSU. Okay. Prove it. John Boudreau, on Saturday morning, should you do a Drew's pick like Laura Rutledge does with her daughter? I don't know how she does picks with her daughter. And Drew will just say the second thing you say. So like if I said, hey, do you like LSU or Southern? He'll go, Southern. If you like, mommy or daddy, who do you love more, mommy or daddy? He'll go, daddy. Who do you love more, daddy or mommy? He'll go, mommy. He'll just say the second thing you say. Migo Tez at best ceiling was 9-3. That was my point, 9-3 ceiling. But I said floor 7-5. Floor may actually be 6-6. Walter Rushing, Matt, what does the O-line have to do to get better? Is it a technique fundamentals issue? In a way, yes, but like that could be an extension of just saying experience. Like Garrett Dellinger's never played center. It matters. Like getting the snap. There's a technique to getting the snap and your hands at the same time, getting set. Will Campbell, I think it's just growing into the physicality of that position. You know what I mean? It's not like, it's one thing if your players just aren't good enough, but I don't think that's the case. I think they need experience at this level and experience playing together. So they will continue to improve. TK, I bet Neighbors returns punt. By the way, Neighbors is Nabers. Nabers. He's going to play a lot, so let's get his name right. Neighbors. Nabers. Malik Neighbors. I bet Neighbors returns punt for a touchdown tonight. TK, I don't even know if he's going to return punts. I mean, I wouldn't let him. 2 muffs is too many. I mean, I would say you get a second one consecutively in that spot. I mean, I'm putting someone else back there. So I will be curious to see. I'm not saying they will put someone else back there. I'm saying I would. No. Logan Elrod, what are some of the locks for the day? I would always direct you to the Phil Steele segment on AFR. Phil's just, I mean, he's great. I mean, he's got there's a reason he is who he is. So we're glad to have him. So we always pick the biggest games of the week. I'm trying to remember off the top. Let me see. Some of what he gave us I played. Some I did not. He and I actually disagree on Tennessee Pitt. He has Pitt winning outright. I think Tennessee may win the game, but I didn't play it. I just I played the total. I like the over in that game. Let's see. Bama, Texas. He took Texas plus Or it's at, oh God, it's at 21 now. I'm glad I got it at 20 and a half because it's at 21. That number is getting a little too high to be comfortable. South Carolina, Arkansas. Gosh, that's at 9 now. I took Carolina at plus 8.5. Told y'all I took the over in Tennessee Pitt. Houston, Texas Tech. I didn't find a lot of agreement on that game. Jimmy had one of the guys in his show who's like 3-0-1 on his best bets on the season, and his best bet was Texas Tech. But then Phil Steele gave you Houston, so I didn't see agreement on that game, which has me a little leery of playing it. Kentucky, Florida. I think Florida covers the 6. Anymore? Oh, Stanford. My stat's up to 9. I played Stanford at 8.5. It's up to 9. I like Stanford. A lot of public money on USC, but I like Stanford with the points at home. Stanford beat SC last year, so I like Stanford with the points. Any more? I feel like there's. Oh, I played Baylor. Played Baylor to beat BY. I think Baylor wins that game, but if you want to be more comfortable, take points. Mississippi State, Arizona State. I think Mississippi State wins 11. It's up to 11. 11's too many. I took Arizona and the points in that game. I think Arizona's improved. Letdown spot for Mississippi State, late kickoff. So yeah, I like Arizona and the points. So I had a lot of action today. So be up late watching games. Looking forward to it. Okay, y'all. Anything else? Andy Van Kirk. Let's see. John Nichols. My fiance and I love whiskey and wine. We come down for a game or two every year. Would love to pop in at Don Juan and say what's up next time we're down. Please do, John. That'd be great. Hey, babe. What?
So weird.
What?
Luis is in Vietnam and he's not supposed to be there. I'm afraid something happened.
Or maybe he just went home.
No, you don't just go. You don't just go.
Okay. Dalton, I knew y'all talked about the defensive line being good and realized they were that good. Just thought they were above average. Trey Kelly, Booty's issue. He needs a young and energetic coach like Jerry Sullivan. John David Mathern, good morning. You no doubt addressed it. Who's at fault about the exchange between Kelly and the reporter? At fault, well, Leah shouldn't have said it. And by her own admission. In a lot of times, what you all don't see is you'll have, after like the press conference, or maybe like a sort of a media scrum with the coach, like off to the side, where he'll asking questions sort of like off camera, off record. So in that situation, cameras off, like it may have been more appropriate than in a press conference with cameras on and all that sort of stuff, recorders rolling. But it was still just the two of them joking. I mean, he was joking, she was joking. It just wasn't a big deal. But it became a big deal because of the context of having lost the game and people trying to, jab Brian Kelly in the nose, and just became what it became. Let's see, John, what aspect of LSU football would you say has the largest impact on our recruiting for this next season? Staff continuity. Patrick Landry, Kerry Moe, Chance Babin. When Malik catches his first punt, I think there will be a sarcastic cheer from the crowd. Probably. But I don't even know if it'll be sarcastic as it would be encouraging. Jerry Fontenot, good morning. Logan Elrod, what are some of the locks for did that one. Harold Perkins play over DJ Welter today. I understand the comp, yeah. I mean, look, if you don't get better linebacker play, you're eventually going to get to that point where you say, do you just put the physically better player out there? Will tonight be packed? I think so. Zezus, XEXOUS. Matt, are you excited for our recruiting class next year for 2024? Yeah, they look great. Irfan Sayad, what's up? TK, thoughts on Pat Mack on game day? I mean, I see him up there. I haven't really been able to listen. Let's have it on with volume. But I like having Pat on there. I mean, brings a different energy. Normal guy, tomorrow is my birthday. Okay. Well, happy early birthday to you, normal guy. I hope it's an awesome day. Jesse Brown, have a great weekend. Dustin Fontenot is in Mississippi. On my way to Atlanta for the game tomorrow. All right, man. Safe travels. Who dat? Start 1-0. Jerry Fontenot. Okay, I think we're done. All right, y'all. Appreciate y'all watching. If you're on YouTube, man, you smash that like button. Please appreciate it. If you do, please subscribe up to the YouTube channel, Facebook. Like the page, share the post. Like the page, share the post. Go Tigers. Full day of football today. Excited about it. And we will be on for Whiskey and Wine tonight. Soon as the clock hits 0, bada bing, bada bing, bada boom. Fire up the Watch 1045 ESPN YouTube channel. You'll see me and T-Bob there from down one cigar bar. Looking forward to it. Okay. Y'all have an awesome day. Go Tigers. We will see y'all tomorrow. Later.